When people put on the goggles, they shriek. I've had more than one person just, because all of a sudden your body has a duality of presence. You know you're here, but you actually feel like you're there too. And that sense is so transformative, that feeling like you could be in this other place. It's impossible to describe. But once you've done it, you understand the whole possibility of storytelling that is about to explode into the world.
Wow. And so what do you think are some key components of, moving from 2D to 3D immersive? Like, how is storytelling different in terms of, making these interactive experiences?
There is kind of a world of difference because we're still thinking with what's the pan, what's the close-up, what's the montage, right? And because these are the kind of things that if you whip people's bodies around, you can make them nauseous. So you're thinking about, what can your body really do? You could fly, and there's some certain things like that are not bad things to be able to do in VR, but we're still writing the language of how we do that narrative. The main things that I really work on is, I can tell you I have real trouble recognizing faces, and I'm not very good at names, but if you take me to a place once, I can go there again because I have a real sense of the spatial. I have a good spatial memory and a sense of my body in space. And I think that's the first thing you have to start off when you think about these stories. What is it like to have your body in that actual space? And then you can write your story around you. And, I have to tell you that virtual humans are still your most expensive piece of this. Models are getting easier and easier. I think you might have seen here there was like the Matterhorn, things that do quick scanning of rooms for you where you can have a model perhaps 2/3 or almost 3/4 of the way complete that you could throw to your artist and have finished in a day. Things that used to take weeks. But your humans are still tough. I'm really kicking really hard at the facial capture piece right now and trying to get natural feel to faces that doesn't break the immersion. In some ways, it's a bit like, you got to think about the sort of psycho shower scene. You don't need to see her slashed to death to feel it. When you see the shark in Jaws, it kind of ruins it. So you just have to think about allowing people to feel a story and not necessarily have to reproduce every piece of it when maybe the tools aren't quite there yet. They will be. I think we'll get to super high fidelity very quickly. But in the meantime, there's plenty of ways to tell these really powerful stories. I mean, I just got back from the Tribeca Film Festival, and again, I could show you footage after footage of people crying, upset. The experiences are very intense. And to be there, both for fictional stories and for nonfiction, is just the future of storytelling.
Why do you think the empathy is so much stronger going into 3D immersive versus just seeing the exact same thing maybe play out in 2D?
I think when you're on scene as an event transpires, let me back up a little bit. So one of my audience members, who was actually a reporter also, and she said to me afterwards, I can't stop thinking about what I experienced in your piece. She said, I feel like the memory is in my whole body. And I think that that's a real visceral difference in why there's an empathetic response that seems to me stronger than any other medium I've ever built in. I mean, remember, I did film and TV, and I've done a lot of other print, and the reactions to me are just unbelievable. And it may be that once you feel like you're there, that the experience is felt through your whole body rather than just seen through your ocular system. And don't get me wrong, we jump in movies. So there's a lot of work about, the whole phenomenology of cinema, of the way cinema makes our bodies feel. But this, where you can walk around and move freely, you seem to feel the story as much as to think it.